Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss the absolutely mad situation whereby you're having the outgoing CEO of a massive oil company telling a major government that they should tax them more in order to protect poorer people. And that major government saying, no, we're not going to do that. This is where the madness of Brexit has brought us. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So the chief executive of Shell, in a speech to others in the energy industry, said that the government needs to tax people in his line of work more in order to help the poorest. And this isn't the outpouring of conscience of a retiring executive who will surely have done as much as anyone in the corporate world to lobby for beneficial tax arrangements from governments all over the globe. It's just common sense. Removing principles from the equation for a moment, because corporations don't really care about those. Capitalism works on a pyramid scheme basis. It's built upon the foundations of those at the bottom in order to drive more wealth and power to the top. You have to take it from lower levels, squeezing those at the very bottom very hard. But there's only so hard you can squeeze. Squeeze too hard, you reduce the productivity of those at the bottom, who are the real wealth creators after all. There also comes a point where they will look up and see the differences between themselves and those at the top. They may also look around them and realise actually there's more of us than there are of them. The pyramid scheme can't work if those at the bottom realise that they're actually stronger than those at the top. It's like the movie A Bug's Life. More people should probably watch that film. The reason this outgoing CEO is saying what he's saying is not because he wants a fairer society, but because he can see the balance tipping too far. A government trying to kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. He said, and I quote, "I think we just have to accept as a society it can be done smartly and not so smartly." I think what he means is smartly would be doing just enough to stop the lower tiers of the pyramid rebelling, because that's not going to help them. And not so smartly would be either redistributing wealth more than was needed strictly to keep people in line, or so little that you force people to demand a fundamental rethink of the economic model. Because a fundamental rethink of the economic model stops people at the very top being quite so rich as they are. It's not what those at the top really want, because the new model is much more likely to be a shorter pyramid at the very least. But that it has to come to this is a sign of true lunatics in charge of the government. You sort of understand governments not always doing enough on wealth redistribution, because just as this CEO is almost certainly concerned about pushing those at the bottom too far, governments worry about pushing those at the top too far as well. They have a lot of wealth and a lot of influence bought with that wealth. If you threaten them too much, they have a pretty firm control of the public messaging via the media, and they will use the media to completely trash your reputation. Their own bought and paid for politicians will also help out as well. But most governments, even conservative governments, are fine with tax and spend. Despite what they say, they give tax breaks to the very rich because the very rich pay them to do so. It's a return, it's an investment. But who are they to refuse an offer to tax them a bit more? If the corporation is saying, look, you actually need to tax us a little bit more here because your people are really struggling here. Governments would normally go, okay, you're fine with it. Cool. You're still going to donate to us. Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Well, we'll just tax you a bit more then. No problem. But the governments that have been emerging in the UK since Brexit have not been those that are balancing the pyramid and just trying to move themselves up a level or two in the process. It's a government driven by ideology. Got no time for pragmatism. Ideology doesn't understand terms like balance or compromise. We're in a reality where the elected representatives of the people want to do less for the people and more for the corporate interests than the corporations. I suppose politics may become more sensible at some point in the future, but for now, it's in sore need of a factory reset. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please click the like button if you'd like to support the channel further, the join button for memberships, and until next time, I'll see you later.